Hello everyone and welcome back to Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, Prowler only. Last time, it's been a bit, we took on a Cantor, and this time we will be taking on his counterpart in Ukanlos. Go ahead and eat our meal real quick and get off this little tipsiness, and then go straight to our room so we can actually swap out our weapon for a fire weapon. Ukanlos is an ice monster, but he does have a slight weakness to thunder too, though fire is just going to be better overall. With that equipped, we'll go ahead and run up to the quest board and take our quest for Ukanlos. Right on here. Now, since we have everything ready, we'll go ahead and take our quest. Alright, Ukanlos. Now, once again, it is the counterpart to a Cantor, so you'll see a similar skeleton frame, which is just kind of based on Tigrex. Go ahead and dodge through this. We weren't actually at range for it. I thought we were, but we weren't. He's similar to a Cantor where it is a pretty large hitbox, and I believe it can hurt you if you are too close to the roar. In general, the head is the best place to go for, but I believe the jaw is actually a hard spot, so you gotta make sure you're at the very least hitting the head. The next best spot is the tail, but it isn't a weak spot. Actually, I think the next best spot is the chest, but it's still not a weak spot either. Chest is 35, the tail, and I believe possibly the hind legs, I don't remember exactly, I'm just going off of memory here, are 30, and with the head being 45. As you can see, he's very heavy, so even these little tail flips are just going to be dealing damage to us, but we're going to just try and stay at his back and attack him from there. Should be pretty safe so long as we're just watching him from the front and seeing what his tails are telling us what he's going to do. Go ahead and apply piercing boomerangs here. Just comes a little tackle. I believe the same rules apply with Ukanlos as a Cantor, where if his mouth is open, it's not a charge, and if it's closed, it is a charge. Or it is a charge. I don't remember exactly. I could be wrong. It could be the reverse, but I believe that is still a tail for Ukanlos. Of course, I'm sure we'll be seeing that later. All right, what's going to come out next? Just a little bite. We should be able to attack freely there. Actually, I don't believe the jaw is a hard spot. At least it doesn't seem like it is. It might be, though. Again, I'm just pulling this stuff from memory. I haven't fought Ukanlos in a while. He doesn't have very good gear, much the same as a Cantor for cats. There's a good flinch, so it shows we're doing at least a little bit of damage, but remember, as always, since this is high rank village, it's not really going to be a lot of health we have to shoot through. Tried to risk it for that spin, but it really didn't work out there. Just stay on the right here, see what he's going to do. Looks like a roar, so we should be fine. I don't know. Yeah, we're at range there. I've got to get a feel for the range on that. That being said, he does knock boulders down just from the sky, so you do have to be careful that you don't get inflicted by snowman. There's just a little scoop up with his shovel jaw. Here comes a turnaround. We'll see what he's going to do next. You can see and hear that the boomerangs are clanking off of his front arm, so that's not really the best spot to go for. I believe they might weaken up whenever you break them, but I don't really think it's worth it to break them. At least in my opinion. Here comes this little surfing thing. I was going to say it's similar to Zamtrios. I believe he has a surfing type thing, but this is kind of Ukanlos' thing, where he digs underground. That does a lot of damage, but it is slow. It has decent tracking, though. So you really just want to sheath your weapon and try and get behind him as soon as possible. It's just going to be the safest thing for you to do there. Remember, if you do go for the legs, you will eventually get a trip, and we might actually work for that. I kind of like the idea. That sounds pretty good. Just a little ice beam there. Go ahead and throw this out. Won't do any trip since he is digging, but we did get some good damage off. He's doing the surf again. I don't recommend trying to evade into that. I'm probably just going to have to soothing roll here. Maybe not. He does scoop up a lot of just ice boulders while he does that, so be careful whenever you are to the sides because you can be hit by those. Adept dodging into that is very dangerous because you can still be in its hitbox by the time your roll iframes end. This is just a wide sweeping ice beam. It goes from left to right. I'm sure he has a variant where it goes from right to left, but we didn't see that there. You can see where our iframes did end during that charge. It's going to be a lot more difficult against larger monsters to just use adept dodges against them. It's still recommended, of course. It is just, you know, an evade, but you want to be careful and use them at the correct time. The same rules apply with the tail too. If you do want to get that tail hitbox easier to evade, just chop it off and it should be a little bit shorter. It'll still be pretty large, but it'll at the very least be smaller than it was before. Here comes a roar. I think I'm just going to throw a boomerang here. Gonna aim it at his feet and maybe get a topple. Didn't get a topple there, that's fine though. Alright, we'll see what he's doing next. Alright, here comes an ice beam. You can see that it does also scoop up, similar to the surfing attack, the ice boulders that can actually hurt you. So again, be careful. It has lots of wide AoE attacks. Here comes a scoop into a sweep. His tail is a hitbox there too, so be careful if you are on the backside. Here goes a good flinch. We'll just kind of keep up an onslaught here. See what he's going to do next. Here comes a roar. Should be at range for that, so we'll just try to attack him from range. We're a little bit too far away, though. Here comes a little leap, similar to Tigrex. I believe it's similar to Tigrex. I believe I've seen Tigrex leap like that before, but I could be misremembering. Just keep going for this tail, though. I think that's a good idea. We do have Go Fight Win, so we'll actually go ahead and try and peel it off, maybe with this one. Yep, there we go, good. Now we can actually just kind of start focusing on other body parts. He was fixing to do, I believe, a slam there, but we actually got a topple on him, so I'm going to go ahead and throw that at the face. Again, you can hear the clanking, so we're hitting a bad spot there, and it's not doing very much damage at all. Just be careful, I didn't want to engage there since there was a beam, and that could have very easily hit me if I wasn't careful. That was for sure a tackle. If you see swirls whenever the monster is running, that's guaranteed at the very least going to chip damage you. The easiest example I can think of is Clavinus, because whenever it just looks like he's running, he has swirls around him, and that means it's going to actually deal damage to you. Got Go Fight Win again, so that'll help us apply our buffs again. Of course, he is a very large monster, like I've said before, so if you are close to him whenever he does his slamming attacks, you will be hit by Tremor. I actually broke the shovel jaw there, which is nice. That means we have a chance to get it in rewards, I believe. Again, I've never really farmed Ukanlos because it's not really the best thing for cats. I know it has its uses sometimes for hunters in some cases, like for some weapons or for some just armor pieces, but not really anything I can remember off the top of my head. All right, he's gonna dig, so I'm just gonna soothing roll up here. He's probably going to do a surfing attack, so we'll just wait for him to get close and then we'll soothing roll out. Probably dig out immediately, we'll see. Nope, he's going for another one. And see that he does combo it here. Go ahead and get ready to throw a Mega Boomerang. I don't believe he can ever really combo it a third time. So it's pretty safe to just do a very long wind up while he is getting out of that. Oh, here comes a slam. I believe I actually blocked there. Either that or I got Tremor, which is where that Tremor can be a little detrimental, stopping you before you can actually get away from an attack. Go ahead and go for a spin here as he turns. See what he's going to do next. Here comes an Ice Beam. We'll go for these back legs. Gotta Go Fight Win again, so I'll just look for a chance for that. Careful. Okay, this looks like a great chance. Just pierce all the way up through the body. Or not. We'll go through the legs. That's fine too. Alright, here comes another Ice Beam, so we should be fine. Honestly, just going for those back legs again. If we can get a topple, that would be great. There we go. Good flinch at the very least. And we'll throw one more. Just pierce down the whole body. There we go. We got another part break. Not sure what it was. Probably the chest if I had to guess, but I could be wrong on that. Might be the back too. Yeah, I believe it's the back. It looks like it's kind of chipped there. Right, see what he's going to do next. Good flinch. Get a little bit closer. Throw a couple more. See what he's going to do now. Alright, here comes the tackle. Do a spin on his face as he turns. We'll dodge that little chomp there. Throw a couple more spin. Nice, he toppled over. We have enough to reapply our big boomerangs, or I think our big boomerangs. Actually, we needed piercing, so not the smartest play there. It has been a while since I've played too, so I'm not really in tune with how I need to be playing. He's gonna dig into his little surfing attack again. You do not want to try and dig here, so try and get out of emergency retreat as soon as possible. Actually, just relocated similar to a Cantor there. He might go for an Ice Beam. No, he's just going for a Roar right now. But whenever he does do the surfing attack, I did run into that. You can see how long that Roar animation is, though. Again, whenever he does his surfing attack, don't try to dig or get into emergency retreat, because you can be tremored out of it, and that has an incredibly lengthy stun animation. and will get you hit if you are in front of him at all. Which a lot of the time you are, and he's tracking into you. That's why Soothing Roll is just better. You're completely invincible. You're moving pretty decently at a speed too, and you can also just kind of get away without worrying about being trimmered. Here comes another roar. We'll try and dodge it. There we go. Good. Go for another spin. Hopefully we can finish him here. Throw one there. See now. Okay, he's just topping. Go for a spin. Here comes another roar. A little too early on that. You could see the actual damage hitbox there too, just from how close we were. Alright, here comes the tail sweep. It's that shorter tail hitbox actually coming in handy. We didn't even have to adapt it. You saw there that little animation he did looked like a tackle. Way too early on my dodges here. But you saw he just immediately stopped as soon as he got to me. That wouldn't have done damage if I was close to him. Of course, there's still trample damage, which just kind of happens naturally if you are under their feet, but it won't flinch you, or at least it shouldn't flinch you. I believe in the older games it would. Alright, he's toppled over, so I'm going to go ahead and throw another Mega Boomerang out. He's going to sweep. Should be fine, though. Nice. Go for one more. Wouldn't be surprised if he's close to death here, because he's been taking quite a bit of damage. We try and spin under him there. I was just a little too greedy. I think you can tell I am being a little greedy here. Wait and see now what he's gonna do. Alright, here he comes with the surf. Don't want to jump off of a ledge there because it will slow us down. Go ahead and throw another Mega Boomerang here. Since he isn't comboing it again, we should be fine to just go for another attack. Probably could go for a mount here. That would be nice. Here comes a roar. Get the dodge on it. That's nice. Go for a spin on the hind leg once again. And there we go. Ukanlos is down. Very, very, very simple hunt. He's not dealing that much damage as he would in G rank or even high rank Cub. I believe they deal a little bit more damage, though I could be wrong on that. And he's also not just a complete HP sponge that the hub monsters are for cats. So, either way, I'll carve him up and meet you back at base. Alright, we're back to base. Go ahead and look at that Ukanlos equipment. I'm sure the defense is probably actually pretty good on it, though I could be wrong on that. We'll see. I don't even know if we actually looked at the Cantor. We did not. 108, which is very similar to the Majestic Crown. I believe that is the same as... actually a little bit more than Hellblade, so it's a step up from the highest deviants, but not quite a Matsu level. Pretty nice, though the weapon, I think, is green sharpness. It is 180 raw, which seems nice, but again, that's green sharpness. Green to blue is incredibly, different. Like, it's much, much higher to have blue sharpness as a modifier than it is to have green sharpness. And I believe it is also negative affinity and has very, very, very little ice. It's also a close range weapon, so it's not great for boomerangs. I think you can tell this is not the best weapon. They really sunk it in the raw there, which later on in G rank, hunters have options to use these higher raw weapons, especially with handicraft or something like that. Elder Frost comes to mind. But for cats, handicraft is an incredibly cost-heavy skill requiring 4 bars to actually use it, and it only boosts it by 1 stage, and that's just not really worth it when you could, put crit skills or damage skills or even support skills there. Either way, that is Ukanlos. Since the next 2 monsters we'll be hunting, Nakarkos and Amatsu, are some stuff we've done before. I'll just go ahead and tackle those 2 together in one episode. Either way, it has been a little bit, so I apologize for that. I was trying to get side order done, and I've also just been dealing with other things in life that, kind of make it busy. But yeah, if you did enjoy, please consider leaving a comment below and maybe even consider subscribing. Until next time, bye.